Part 75. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Ziyi. Chapter 746. Chapter 746 Flying Sword, Not So Refined. Husband, what is this furnace cauldron? The old man said it was ninth heaven chi fire stove. What, ninth heaven chi fire stove? Ninth heaven chi fire stove is the most top-grade artifact refinement great treasure furnace in ancient Kowloon. Husband, how do you get this thing? This thing was also what I got at Eastern Desolate Section. Eastern Desolate Sect has such a great treasure, this level of artifact refinement great treasure, not even Mystic Wind Section. There is no fire furnace room in the hall where I have a cold I will then melt essence metal, and I am afraid that your quiet room wall will not be able to withstand the heat. There is a room like this, I will take you there. Xuanhuan and Wei Suo plucked out of Xuanhuan's quiet room. Xuanhuan is still eye-catching, where the dust is like a fairy in the sky, but the eyes are often swept away to the direction of Hanwaiwei and Nangongyuking and other quiet rooms, but they are somewhat dodging, it seems to be a do something. Fairy. Wei Suo is a kind of bad thing, from time to time with a smile. A moment later, Xuanhuan and him entered a room with four walls embedded in a cold, centrally furnished with a heavenly fire stove. Then, Wei Suo reached out and took out another heavenly fire stove. I saw that this heavenly fire stove is very great treasure, with a height of 5 or 6 people. It is made of naked body purple stone material, and the fire is baleful aura. It is covered with a stream of rune. The heavenly fire furnace of this great treasure is the ninth heaven chi fire stove he got in the Eastern Desolate Sect. Husband, what's wrong? After taking out the ninth heaven chi fire stove, Wei Suo and farming turtle cans and the remaining half of the East Drought monster subduing all took out the remaining half of the East Wasteland Tower monster Wei Suo is immediately staring at the door. A pair of people suddenly rushed in the appearance of robbing things. See Wei Suo this pair of appearance, Xuanhuan nature is some surprised, can't help surging sound asked. Xuanhuan surging sound is almost unfinished, and a purple light has already swept over and appeared at the door of the fire furnace room. Steel teeth younger sister, your nose is really better than the dog's nose When I saw Ling Longtian at the door of the fire furnace room, Wei Suo suddenly cried, why, do you still want to slap essence metal in my hand? Dead liar, you are the dog's nose. That's our spirit race's 5 senses, not your natural talent. Ling Longtian looked at Wei Suo with disdain and was very angry. I am bored, come over and see if it is fun. I don't think you are a drunkard. Wei Suo looked at her and shouted. Whatever you think, anyway, you have to spend one time, I don't mind. Ling Longtian showed her sharp tiger teeth toward Wei Suo and sat down in a corner next to it. Dead steel teeth younger sister, if you dare to grab my essence metal, don't think about working with me to do anything in the future. Wei Suo always feels that Ling Longtian's golden treasure is always on his own monster subduing tower, which is not good. I am reputable. Ling Longtian sneered at it, but sneaked a surging sound. Maybe you cry and ask for essence metal. If you can't see it, you can't stand it. After Wei Suo stunned Ling Longtian, he reached out and stirred ninth heaven chi fire stove. Sure enough, the heavenly fire furnace of the most top rank Xuanhuan was amazed because the fire of the ninth heaven chi fire stove was enchanted like a purple crystal, and the heat was exactly what she imagined. A flower cha is not counted on cow dung. Even this great treasure is also in the cow dung. Xuanhuan and the heavenly fire stove, which seem to be unconventional, do not seem to have any human fireworks. Ling Longtian is very uncomfortable sharpening teeth, said this sentence. Wei Suo only did not hear it, reached out and took a drop of fire earth dragon blood and dripped into the ghost raising jar. Xuanhuan, here Yin Qi is strong, young fellow, it seems that you have arrived at Yin Corp's sect, a family reunion. Now you are ready to refine the essence metal needed for the flying sword? Green-robed old man's figure immediately emerged from the ghost raising jar. After the next sweep, he immediately said such a sentence. Success classic. How do you start now? Wei Suo had no nonsense, looked at green-robed old man and asked. No problem, it's getting better now. Green-robed old man nodded and said, it seems that Yin Liwa has successfully done Yin Corp sect master, so let her give me 2 more purple demon infant, so I can add a lot of origin chi. Good. Wei Suo nodded and reached for a wave, wrapping the remaining half of the monster subduing tower into the flame of the 9th heaven chi fire stove. 9th heaven chi fire stove's fire element is incredibly amazing, just less than a stick of incense. Under Wei Suo's controls, the semi-black east monster subduing tower slowly softens and then melts into a black group. Essence metal melt. After the semi-respected monster subduing tower was fully refining, Wei Suo reached out and grabbed a silver-white essence metal. This silver-white essence metal is the essence metal that Wei Suo tempered with the essence metal shell and star white gold. Look at what I do, can I talk without saying anything? Grab your essence metal. After Wei Suo took out the essence metal, he immediately glanced at Ling Longtian, which made Ling Longtian sitting on the side and called out surging sound. Your path is very suspicious. I saw the essence metal swallowing water that you are staring at me. And the eyes of the great treasure are golden. Wei Suo looked at Ling Longtian. Don't try, can I swallow 2 mouthfuls? Ling Longtian's face was slightly red, and then it was awkward. It's really unreasonable, star white gold is no problem, there is still a slap in the face. Tianluo Iron, green-robed old man and Wei Suo couldn't help but look at each other at the same time. You mean that I am in the essence metal, and there is a scorpion? After looking at green-robed old man, Wei Suo couldn't help but ask immediately. Tianluo Iron is also a kind of extraterrestrial gold, and it is also the top-grade essence metal of essence metal and Henjiao essence metal. I don't even know what essence metal is in my hand, but I dare to come up with artifact refinement. Ling Longtian looked at Wei Suo and green-robed old man with disdain and sneered. It seems that the outer shell of the essence metal is made of Tianluo Iron and other essence metal, and it is no wonder that it can kill the ancient great treasure cultivator. Wei Suo and green-robed old man couldn't help but feel the thought. Why, do you want to mix these 2 essence metals together? Next, Wei Suo is preparing to drop the essence metal on hand into 9th heaven chi fire stove. According to him and green-robed old man, I want to fuse all the essence metal and then repeatedly quench it, but seeing Wei Suo's move, Ling Longtian immediately sneered out a surging sound. What do you mean by saying this? Wei Suo suddenly paused and looked at Ling Longtian. Why, do you think that refining essence metal is a smashing of the great treasure? Just put the top-grade essence metal in it and melt it into a ball. Ling Longtian sneered, ridiculous, violent. So, are you proficient in essence metals tempering? Green-robed old man was amazed at the great treasure. He naturally knows that shapeshift great art great treasure has a profound esoteric refining, but this kind of top-grade essence metal is also a rare, general artificer. Even if it is deep refined and refined essence metal, it is not known at all. How to temper, how to match can make so many top-grade essence metal the most great means of great treasure. For him and Wei Suo, these top-grade essence metals, as long as they are all blended together, can each have their own magic, and the smelting flying sword tire naked body is extremely amazing. Although it can't be said that it is more powerful than some artifact refinement great treasures, but it is more than 100 times stronger than Huo's violent things. Ling Longtian proudly married a surging sound. Steel teeth younger sister, is it really fake? You shouldn't want to lie to eat essence metal. Wei Suo brows and looks at Ling Longtian. You can try it. You just take a group from the 2 groups of essence metal and mix them together. Then I am letting you take out the 2 groups and match them according to what I said. You don't have to temper, you can at least see it. Ling Longtian is not willing to argue with Wei Suo, swearing. Young fellow, give it a try. Green-robed old man immediately shouted at Wei Suo. Wei Suo also had no nonsense, and directly put the silver-white essence metal on hand into the 9th heaven chi fire stove. After the silver-white essence metal softened, Wei Suo reached out and took a piece of Nail's great treasure Xiao from the silver essence metal and the black essence metal from the monster subduing tower. Together. After the two pieces of essence metal were combined, they turned into dark gray, and then the dark gray essence metal was pulled into a thin blade by Wei Suo. 76 and 24 In the process, Ling Longtian has been watching carefully, without talking, the nose sometimes from time to time Joe moving, seems to smell the smell of essence metal. After Wei Suo pulled the essence metal into a thin blade, Ling Longtian said this to Wei Suo. 76 and 24, What do you mean? Wei Suo brows and asks. If it is divided into 100 parts, this group of black essence metal 76, this group of silver white essence metal 24, you take it out and smelt together Ling Longtian said, if you can't get it so accurately, it doesn't matter. It's definitely better than your current thing. Such, Wei Suo eyes flash, took a shot and took out a slightly great treasure of essence metal from the monster subduing tower, then took a xiao piece from the silver white essence metal and pressed both essence metal into thin slices. After adjusting it again, Wei Suo smelt the two pieces of essence metal after almost reaching the ratio that Ling Longtian said. After the two pieces of essence metal were smelted together, they showed a dark blue color, which was later pulled into a thin blade by Wei Suo. Dang! Wait until both essence metals are completely cooled down, and Wei Suo True Yuan is wrapped together, and two essence metal heavies are struck together. This, both green-robed old man and Shui Linger are both aoke and deep breath, and their eyes are full of precious treasure. On the grey thin blade, there is a gap, but on the dark blue thin blade, there is no trace left. According to Ling Longtian's square shape-shift great art smelting essence metal, the apparent intensity is simpler than the fusion. It is much higher. And how was it? Ling Longtian said proudly, top-grade essence metal, not so expensive, flying sword, not so refined. She is actually equivalent to a shapeshift great art great treasure. Did you eat essence metal and have experience? Wei Suo is also incredible to see such a scene. I have other essence metal on hand, and you know the shapeshift great art, Wei Suo immediately asked Ling Longtian, who was proud of it. Is there any essence metal, heaven's blood meteoric iron, black copper, Gyukang gold, and essence metal? Ling Longtian glanced at Wei Suo and said casually. Sure enough, my top essence metal has already been eyeing. Wei Suo looked at Ling Longtian's appearance as a fujane, and suddenly it was speechless, but he also refused to bicker with Ling Longtian at the moment, saying, essence metal? Essence metal of heaven burning divine stove, not Henjiao essence metal, is essence metal? Hey, Henjiao essence metal is extremely tough, and even the divine lord level great treasure can be broken without shapeshift great art. How could it be played by you? However, the resilience of essence metal is much stronger than that of Henjiao essence metal. It is also a matter of strength. Essence metal and Henjiao essence metal are as few as tens of thousands of years may not produce a piece. You can get, certainly stepped on the shit, took the dog. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Ziyi. Chapter 747. Chapter 747 Divine Mark. Say, what are your conditions? After Wei Suo sand, he looked directly at Ling Longtian. I will help you to temper these essence metals, and you will give me all the extra scraps. Ling Longtian is no nonsense, proud to say. No, in case you deliberately left a lot of essence metal. Wei Suo looked at Ling Longtian. I can't promise this condition. Do you think I will have no credibility like you? Moreover, Ling Longtian's eyes flashed, and when he said the secret place, he realized what he was doing and didn't say anything. Dead steel teeth younger sister, you are very cunning. Wei Suo saw the point, and suddenly he screamed. Using your means to temper these essence metals, will there be a lot of essence metal? What do you mean by the trim? It won't turn into a great treasure. Half. Fart, at most 1/3 is good. Some of them are certainly not left. Thirds. Why don't you come directly to grab it? You have no knowledge of this person, and you can see the money. You ask this artifact spirit. If you add more, how can you do it? You add 1/3 of essence metal, and the refined essence metal does not. It is good. Can't I do something else when I am left? These essence metals are all in the millennium. Even if they don't mix with other essence metals, they are a single essence metal. They have great treasures and can make a good shapeshift great art great treasure. Bah! By your means, I can only refine the shapeshift great art great treasure of mystic rank, and it is also the shapeshift great art great treasure of the shapeshift great art great treasure. It doesn't bring out the great treasure of the shapeshift great art pattern, and the shape power great art does not have the most great treasure power of the material. Top grade's essence metal is in your hands and is also 1 angfi. Can you guarantee that the shapeshift great art great treasure of the mystic rank is coming out? Hearing Ling Longtian to say this, Wei Suo and green-robed old man, Shui Ling all great treasure were taken aback. Shapeshift great art great treasure of mystic rank, which is not immortal artifact. Look at you like this, you don't know anything about the divine lord level. Ling Longtian sharpening teeth, he said, give me more essence metal, I will not only help you to smelt essence metal, but also tell you a great treasure of sharpshift great art. As long as you don't have a scorpion yourself, even if you don't reach immortal artifact, you won't have any problems with the half-immortal level. What is the great treasure road shape great art? Wei Suo's look became dignified and asked for surging sound. Ling Longtian said that divine lord level means divine mystic great treasure, while divine mystic and above, Wei Suo and others are all ignorant. Some of the divine mystic great treasures that can be seen in the ruins of Baibei, the mysterious light lines on the shapeshift great art great treasure, are far beyond the scope of Wei Suo's. Some levels of great treasure can understand the heavenly origin chi, the world of shapeshift great art. You can use divine sense, true UN to weave a unique divine mark, change the world of origin chi, and the world of greater treasure. This kind of strong great treasure is extremely divine mark, called great treasure road shapeshift great art. Ling Longtian sharpening teeth, looking at Wei Suo explained, general cultivator, after the divine of the Lord's class must realm, through their own work shapeshift great art and surgery shapeshift great art's understanding of origin chi in heaven and earth can display certain great treasure shapeshift great art patterns. Some great treasure great art lines are very clear, will be the understanding of some of the great treasure road shapeshift great art patterns. Some later evolved into supreme strong shapeshift great art, some can be used for cloth shapeshift great art array, some can be used to artifact refinement. Divine mystic iron in divine mystic iron and divine mystic steel, is it a great treasure road shift great art? Green-robed old man couldn't help but ask, he felt that his grades were not enough. That is also a kind of great treasure road shift great art pattern, but this great treasure road shift great art pattern can only be used on some ordinary essence metal, only the great treasure amplitude can enhance the inherent strength of essence metal. For some levels of great treasure can say that the level of this kind of thing is too low. Ling Longtian is slightly more polite to green-robed old man and explains a few more words. The great treasure of the artifact refinement, the shapeshift great art pattern, is combined with the true UN power of the cultivator and the origin chi to weave a unique divine mark and then used to smelt essence metal, combined with essence metal, making essence metal itself a divine domain. How, dead liar! I know a great treasure road shift great art pattern, but it can not only improve the essence metal's own material, but also motivate the ancient chi of the treasure. Maybe you may refine the king of venerable emperor sword divine weapon. Ling Longtian's smug eyes are gathered on Wei Suo's. Deceased liar, I see your cultivation base and divine consciousness are still okay, maybe you can successfully engrave the great treasure great shaft in the essence metal. Is it possible? Wei Suo frowned. In case of unsuccessful, will it damage essence metal? It's fried up to pieces and redissolved unless you've successfully laid out the great trash pattern on the big trash, you've fixed the shape and then damaged essence metal, then there's no shapeshift great art. Ling Longtian is very contemptuous and feels that Wei Suo is simply not aware of it. Can you guarantee essence metal that will help me to temper, and the rest will not exceed 1/3? Wei Suo's eyes flickered for a moment, asked. Absolutely not more than 1/3. After I don't take it, I can always. Ling Longtian heard a play, and suddenly there was a golden light in his eyes. Good. Wei Suo made a decision and nodded. You first tell me the shapeshift great art pattern of the great treasure road you used to refine essence metal. I promise you the conditions. No, you have no credibility, I don't trust. I will tell you later, after I have helped you to smelt essence metal and give me the remaining essence metal. How can I not have a reputation? I am the most reputable. Deceased liar, you are reputable, but not this letter, not this reputation. Animals. Dead steel teeth younger sister, what do you mean? After a period of bargaining and bickering, Wei Suo and Ling Longtian finally reached an agreement. Wei Suo first smelled 2 pieces of the tried and tested piece and the great treasure seat that was bitten by Ling Longtian to Ling Longtian. Ling Longtian first told Wei Suo that the great treasure road shapeshift great art. What is this? After the negotiation, Wei Suo saw Ling Longtian take out a white pearl of Longan great treasure xiao from his sleeve. You try to focus on true Yuan in it and see if you can. Ling Longtian directly dropped the white beads into the hands of Wei Suo's. Wei Suo reached out and felt that the white beads seemed to be similar to ordinary white pearls, but there seemed to be a mysterious spiritual chi fluctuation inside. Wei Suo's initial attention to true Yuan went in. I only thought that there seemed to be a strong great treasure resistance. I didn't want to go in. I waited until I tried to push true Yuan. It seemed that there was a valve in the white beads. Then, the white beads were on the bright treasure. The light pattern that is released, but formed a thin wave of 1-ang-shaped light. This is the great treasure road shaped great art pattern? So simple? Green-robed old man is stunned. This thin wave of 1-ang-like light patterns is only 1 foot long, 10 twists and turns. So complicated, but then, green-robed old man's eyes bulged again, and a surging sound exclaimed. I saw Wei Suo's look and it was a little shocked. His true Yuan continued to sneak in. This thin wave of 1-ang-like light lines kept the great treasure, which seemed to be decomposed. Among them, there are countless mysterious runes, connected in together, like a piece of talisman. This thin wave of 1-ang-like light lines is formed like thousands of talisman connections and superimposed together, like a superposition shape-shift great art array of a giant treasure. This light pattern puts great treasure, and after breaking it down, there is another catalog rising. It turns out that divine sense is used to condense true Yuan. It simulates this great treasure road shaped great art pattern by means of true Yuan. Wei Suo understood the meaning of this catalog between the blink of an eye. No, the divine ability of divine mystic great treasure is far from the golden core cultivator. This divine mark is too mysterious to change the rules of origin chi. At the same time, Wei Suo was also somewhat shocked. A thin divine mark, you have to condense so many subtle rune connections. This thin light pattern expands the great treasure at the moment, but people can see clearly where the rune is going, connecting, when Wei Suo really condenses, or condense so thin. At the beginning of Wei Suo, in the ruins of Baibei, I saw some ancient level great treasures, but there are many divine marks. I can imagine that those great treasures can be compared with people and they can't take it. It's hard to say how many such mysterious words can be used to introduce the divine mark of the great treasure. Powerful energy. Steel teeth younger sister, where did you come from? Wei Suo continued to look at the light pattern that was dismantled by the great treasure, and asked for a deep breath. Reassured, there will be no fake. Ling Longtian gave Wei Suo a white look. This thing is in the great treasure battle. It is a divine lord level great treasure that we will die on our side. Young fellow, if you can engrave this divine mark, and finally refine the flying sword tire naked body, just like divine mystic great treasure can refine the flying sword tire naked body is definitely amazing. Hearing Ling Longtian, green-robed old man suddenly became awkward, and he had to take it for the existence of the Ling Longtian class. Maybe it will not stop Ling Longtian hum a surging sound, a cheap Wei Suo's appearance. This thing is also the Divine Lord class great treasure can travel before, he died in special Jiao give me this thing, definitely not everything, it is natural to think that in the future to deal with desolate race, used artifact refinement also have great treasure use, this great treasure road shapeshift great art lines, perhaps more severe the level of harm great treasure can be left behind. As long as you can engrave, maybe equito to a higher great treasure cannot be in person artifact refinement. This should be a section of the divine mark brought by divine ability. Wei Suo looked at the light, and there was a clear feeling in his heart. This should be a great treasure that could capture a piece of divine mark from divine ability that fits the artifact refinement. The complete divine ability, for the enemy, powerful energy is certainly amazing. Qi. After a moment of gaze, Wei Suo's eyes suddenly flashed sharply, and the spiritual qi on his body fluctuated, extremely intense. A thin divine mark suddenly condensed from him. Pa. Wei Suo seems to be squeezing out this great treasure road shapeshift great art pattern, but in a quarter of the place, this thin divine mark suddenly bursts, and the 1 foot square space around divine mark is suddenly dark. It seems to have completely collapsed. Is the strength of true Yuan and divine consciousness really strong? Seeing such a scene, Ling Longtian's eyes were round, and could not help but smash a surging sound. It should be okay. Wei Suo is also a deep breath. He felt it, as long as he spent more time practicing, although it was near the limit, he should be able to barely condense the complete divine mark. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Ziyi. Chapter 748. Chapter 748 is a pig head. What's that? Someone is applying shapeshift great art, and the powerful giant treasures spiritual chi bo. Astral origin chi, this is the atmosphere of astral origin chi, this is a kind of strong great treasure shapeshift great art that can motivate astral origin chi. 3. Wearing dark green shapeshift great art clothing, our petal a purple demon infant, is obviously Yin Corp sect elite the Yin disciple Corp sect young cultivator, is Yin Corp sect gate inside a secret place in the sky, flying dun, patrol mountain, suddenly, the 3 of the Yin Corps of the mountains, sect, elite disciple also see, 7 dazzling silver beam, pierced Yin the clouds of cloud above the Corp sect fell down. Mobile reading novels, synchronized updates. Is anyone fighting shapeshift great art? It's the Foreign Elder Palace, it should be Foreign Elder in the trial of shapeshift great art. Sect Master in the end, how many great treasure cultivators? The feelings of these Foreign Elders are extremely extraordinary. The 7 silver beams were prominent in the Yin Corp section. Not only the 3 patrols, but many other Yin Corp sect disciples were also alarmed. But after seeing the position of the 7 silver beams falling, these Yin Corp sect cultivators had nothing but panic except for a shock in their eyes. No wonder we are Mystic Wind sect and True Martial section. It is also very jealous of Jade Heaven section husband. This kind of shapeshift great art, is not only attacking powerful energy, but also some astral origin chi, no shapeshift great art blocking. In the flat valley behind the yellow U Great Treasure Hall, Shui Linger looked at the 7 silver beams that fell in the sky, and the look was a little shocked. She feels that the Dark North fighting revolution evolved from Jade Heaven sect's Celestial Emperor Falling Star, and that there are some astral origin chi, which can be directly dong. Where gold and iron use stone. This kind of shapeshift great art, which is displayed by itself, true Yuan and Qi and blood are devastating, like burning life essence, but if the other side does not have the supreme strong shapeshift great art that can resist this astral origin Qi, it must be damaged. According to her knowledge, in addition to divine mystic great treasure, I am afraid that the general golden core great treasure cultivator is impossible to resist the unique astral origin Qi, so Jade Heaven sect's strong shapeshift great art, at the same time of self-injury 1000, the other party also damaged at least 800. It was completely a smashing stone, and the two defeated and attacked strong shapeshift great art. No wonder Celestial Emperor Falling Star Records is a strong copy of Shapeshift Great Art with Lightning Waning Moon and the Shapeshift Great Art attacked by Ancient 10 Great Treasure. If it is a complete Celestial Emperor Falling Star Records, it can be continuously applied without damage. I am afraid that the cultivation base will be able to escape the wind when it is 1 or 2 higher than the cultivator. Wei Suo's eyes flashed and he personally applied Shapeshift Great Art to feel more aware of the technique. Of the many astral origin chi that have fallen, many of astral origin chi seem to have a burning chi and blood. If you can be harmless and can endlessly cast this technique, a golden core cultivator cannot be dizzy, but the same level of golden core cultivator should be almost invincible. Under his controls, the 7 silver pillars that hang down, instantly condense a high, brilliance, wearing a high crown, Deo Venerable in the lotus platform. Hong. After condense the Deo Venerable, Wei Suo's naked body suddenly hangs up, and the body has an amazing atmosphere, turning into a dragon shape in the air. Pu. This Deo Venerable was not taken out by Wei Suoji, but directly in the place of collapse and scattered. Wei Suo's is like an infinite attraction. After this Deo Venerable collapse and scattered, a great treasure group, silver white chi, was all absorbed into the naked body by Wei Suo. The oil-immersed body is just like this taste is really uncomfortable, and it can be used as a tempering wool. A strand of astral origin chi was included in the Wei Suo's naked body, and Wei Suo's face suddenly showed a very painful look. When Wei Suo refining heavenly dragon origin chi tempered the fleshly body, the astral origin chi contained in heavenly dragon origin chi has been much more powerful than the heavenly dragon star body tempering technique, but with this Deo technique shapeshift great art in contrast, astral origin chi among heavenly dragon origin chi is much milder. Refining heavenly dragon origin chi, although the pain, but at most just like countless red steel pins in the naked body non-stop puncture, but at the moment, absorbing this door surgery shapeshift great art to draw down the violent astral origin chi, just like a root burning red great treasure steel bar directly into the naked body, and then into countless hot oil, directly to the bodies of naked inside the body, naked, put in the barrel of oil leaching, rolling oil in the general feeling. This kind of pain caused Wei Suo's scalp to be fried. There was a kind of divine soul that hurts without the shapeshift great art, and it is necessary to get out of the head and escape. Not suffering from all kinds of hardships, not supreme shapeshift great art. But at the same time, the heavenly dragon star body tempering technique is like Wei Suo, which turned into the ancient heavenly dragon, but suddenly thought of the white ancient heavenly dragon in dragon burial mound. In the boundless pain that made his divine soul roar and tremble, his mind was like an illusion, and there was a picture of the white ancient heavenly dragon flood dragon turns into dragon. The white snapdragon came out of the water and turned out. Numerous lightnings fell from the sky and hit the body of the white dragon. The skin of the white dragon was all cracked, the blood flew, and the endless pain, but in the endless lightning, the white dragon was long. Out of the dragon horn, the blood grows and slowly transforms into the ancient heavenly dragon. Divine mystic, not supreme shapeshift great art, why fight divine mystic, in the mind of Wei Suo's, Huang Pujualun's divine mystic shapeshift great art, the giant sword wheel of Pang great treasure, and the supreme Jianguang, which is like a heaven and earth, kills everything. If the fleshly body can be compared to the ancient heavenly dragon, the protagonist, plus the void-walking footwork, can kill divine mystic great treasure. Wei Suo is patient and bears this unimaginable pain. Chi. Just a few dozen breaths of time, all the astral origin chi contained in the Deo Venerable of this Deo technique shapeshift great art condense, all absorbed by Wei Suo, and Wei Suo's body naked body, Mao whole, spray out of a group of origin chi, brought out a trace of bruise. This stock, origin chi, is not conducive to the cultivator, astral origin chi, which has a great treasure damage to the fleshly body of the cultivator, and there is a little bit of blood in the blood. Odor. This time of tempering seems to hide deep negative impurities in his naked body. Culture water emperor sun swallowing secrets, infinite water spirit Yuan Qi scouring waste that cannot be washed away, also tempered. Cry, shout, Wei Suo's body naked body fell, great treasure mouth gasping. Although astral origin Qi, which was led by the Dao technique shapeshift great art, has been absorbed by him at the moment, his heavenly dragon star body tempering technique has stopped culture, but the painful feeling in the naked body has not completely subsided. The skin on the surface of his naked body seems to have been burned by the fire, and it looks dark red. But at the same time, he has a feeling that he feels a lot of great treasure between breathing in and out. Original Wei Suo is already familiar with and used to his own fleshly body strength, but now, Wei Suo again I feel that my naked body is full of explosive scene power. Husband, how, after watching Wei Suo stop now, there is still a painful feeling of breathing, Shui Linger suddenly asked nervously. I have nothing to do. The use of this type of shapeshift great art with the heavenly dragon star body tempering technique to quench the fleshly body is amazing, but this astral origin Qi is too violent for the cultivator. Wei Suo breathed a few breathful feelings, and the pain in his body was slightly regressed, but he immediately felt that his fleshly body was obviously sturdy, but Qi and blood were somewhat empty, and there was a kind of injury. Great treasure the feeling of losing blood. It seems that, as Fen Wukang said, the unusual golden core cultivator, using this Dao technique shapeshift great art, does have to lose more than a decade of life essence. Wei Suo reached out and took out a colorful stone from the storage bracelet, and then sprinkled countless water spirit Yuan Qi on his body, forming a water emperor above the head, directly taking the piece of colorful Yu stone swallowed and refining. This colorful Yu stone is the heavenly dragon blood fossil that Wei Suo got in heavenly dragon burial mound, which can enhance the life essence. Wei Suo's heavenly dragon blood fossil in heavenly dragon burial mound has a Xiashanta great treasure Xiao. In addition to Li Zi refining, Wei Suo hasn't used it yet. Now this colorful Yu stone is just Wei Suo has 1/1000th of the heavenly dragon blood fossils on hand. Heavenly dragon blood fossil refining is not difficult. The heavenly dragon blood fossil of the great treasure Xiao is washed under the pure water spirit Yuan Qi. It is like a piece of sugar boiled in boiling water. Only a moment later, this heavenly dragon blood fossil was cleaned by Wei Suo refining, leaving only a few fine ordinary stone cores, which became a fly ash under the scouring of water spirit Yuan Qi, directly from the head of Wei Suo's rush out. After continuously refining 10 heavenly dragon blood fossils of this kind of great treasure Xiao, the feeling of Qi and blood in the Wei Suo naked body was swept away, and the pain of the diffuse fleshly body disappeared completely. The hot springs are generally warm, and the unspeakable refreshing. Again. Next, Wei Suo also used the slightest hesitation, and again played Dark North Fighting Revolution, burning great treasure shapeshift great art, and then used the heavenly dragon star body tempering technique to absorb the falling astral origin Qi and temper the fleshly body. Pu. A Dao venerable of astral origin Qi condense, which was sucked into the naked body by Wei Suo, a piece of heavenly dragon blood fossil, was Wei Suo refining. What is divine ability in cultivation? After dozens of starlight beams hanging from the air, Qilian Mountain, Qingping, and Fengxiao, who had just hit golden core, were also alarmed, but they did not bother to disturb Wei Suo. Husband, this is the final first layer that is approaching heavenly dragon star body tempering technique. The heavenly dragon shapeshift great art is continuously performed more than 100 Dark North Fighting Revolution, burning treasure shapeshift great art, more than 100 star Dao venerable absorption, refining more than 1000 heavenly dragon blood fossils, Wei Suo's body, all pan out of a silver light pattern. This silvery light pattern is the silver light from the meridians in the Wei Suo naked body. Shui Linger also listened to Wei Suo. he talked about heavenly dragon star body tempering technique. The shapeshift great art door, knowing that the meridians in the naked body are all silver divine light, this is already the heavenly dragon star body tempering technique. On the last layer, Mo is on the side of the heavenly dragon shapeshift great art. Wei Suo has previously repaired the starlight dragon body, and the naked body is as strong as the level 8. But to the level 9's heavenly dragon, in fact, it is the real fish flood dragon turns into dragon, to the level 9, is the real supreme king. The monster beast of the entire cultivation world, to the level 9, the cultivation world is no longer divided, because to the level 9, just like the dragon into a heavenly dragon, the future divine ability, it is hard to imagine. Now Wei Suo is an equivalent to a dragon, a paw has been explored by the level 9. Asterisk. The next one will be at 8:30 tomorrow morning star. Every time I take a break, I will accumulate the exhaustion and the result will be a cold. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Ziyi. Chapter 749. Dead liar, if you weren't with me, you might have touched Huanggu Lipan's old nest directly, and it was directly split into fly ash. It is impossible to see such a beautiful Xuanhuan forest. Damn, can't you put a dead word in front of the liar? Although this is good, but you are so ugly, it's really awful to take you. Dead liar, what are you talking about, do you look good? Wei Suo and Li Freehand, Ling Longtian walk through an extremely beautiful wasteland. In this wilderness that can't be seen at the end, there are clear springs flowing everywhere, and there are Yuqianhuas of 3 or 4 people everywhere. Yuqianhua's branches and leaves are like Baiyu with vitality and green luster, but Huaduo is as white as snow lotus, with sparkling, rich fragrance, and from time to time there are fine snow-like Hua powder scattered, fluorescent sparkling. The scene in the endless wild is unimaginable. Although this kind of Yuqianhua is not a spiritual Yao, it stretches thousands of miles, like a fairyland, and also gives people an amazing visual impact. This kind of fairyland-like scene is absolutely within the sky dome. Can't see. After leaving from the Biwang ruins, Wei Suo and Li Freehand and Ling Longtian have rushed for more than 10 days in a row. Now they are only 7 or 80,000 miles away from the edge of the Yunling mainland, which is the most across the wilderness. Dangerous center. The escape of Wei Suo and others should be at most 2 or 3 days before they can meet the monks of Yunling mainland and inquire about some news. At this moment, Ling Longtian had already stimulated the Beigong metaphor, but it turned into a red short-faced, big-faced man with 5 short and 3 thick faces. It looks like a butcher, and it looks like this. Fu is very peculiar, even the vest is made out directly, and the vest is a black one, which is covered with eye-catching runes like copper coins, and it looks a bit tacky. Ling Longtian seems to have been to some places deep in the wilderness, and sometimes there will be voices along the way. Let Wei Suo avoid some dangerous places, like the place covered with Yuqianhua forest here, which she has been to before, is instruct Wei Suo to pass by here. However, she and Wei Suo were still fighting on the road, both trying to get some benefit from each other. That giant mountain is extraordinary. Wei Suo suddenly glanced through this unusually beautiful Yuqianhua forest, and said so. On the far left, the complete outline of a wild and lonely mountain has clearly emerged. This barren mountain alone is very conspicuous on a barren plain, with a height of at least 2,000 feet above it, covered with snow. A giant Yu was born on that giant mountain, but it has already been collected. Don't think of any good things from the dead liar. The cold weather has turned into a red-faced bearded man grunted. There is no beginning Yu. Legend has it that it can absorb magnificent vitality, and can be used to make materials for immortal artifacts. This giant mountain has indeed cultivated this amazing spiritual material. Wei Suo's face did not change, but his eyes were fierce. Moved a little. It turned out that after a few days before the virtual footwork of Wudong was impossible, Wei Suo turned to continue to understand the ancient scriptures of the Mother Earth. Now Weizhuo has only dozens of catalogs and scripture notes left. A master outline in the ancient scriptures of the mother has already been understood, and it seems that there is a dual road that is coming to mind, but only the last layer of yarn is not revealed. There are more than 10,000 catalogs he has seen in the ancient mother of the earth. He is already familiar with his chest. Only then did he say that this giant mountain is extraordinary was also deliberately tested by him, because according to the records in the mother ancient scriptures, the terrain of the wild and lonely mountain in the distance belongs to Juling Shweting. According to the records, the mountain body of this terrain may contain amazing treasures. Because Ling Longtian had been here, he felt that Ling Longtian was likely to understand this mountain, so he deliberately said that temptation, but he did not expect that this giant mountain really metamorphosed the strange treasure, but only was taken away. Juling Shweting. Wei Suo continued silently reciting the outline of the ancient Mother of God, silently reciting one of the sentences, and then thinking about the terrain and terrain here. Suddenly, there was a slight ice in the heavenly spirits, and there seemed to be a tremendous vitality to be rushed in. This. The sound of Wei Suo's head was shocked. At this moment, he seemed to have a feeling of being connected to the earth, the veins and the giant mountain. Dead liar, what are you doing? Ling Long turned fiercely, and at this moment she also felt that Wei Suo's breath was very strange. It seemed that his body suddenly became very tall, but in fact, his body has not changed in any way, and it is still the original Big Xiao. It's your business, Wei Suo scolded angrily. Boom, Wei Suo recited the outline of the ancient Mother Earth again. This time it feels clearer. His real elements flow in the body with extremely strange rules, and it seems to flow out of the walking track of Julingxiu topography, and the geographical context is communicated together. There was a slight ice in his celestial spirit. It seemed that a hole was open, and he wanted to absorb a lot of magnificent energy. However, under a slight pause, this feeling disappeared and could not be felt. What is going on? Wei Suo's face appeared very surprised. He tried it several times in a row, feeling more and more clear. This ancient mother scripture is extremely mysterious, and it must be an unspeakable avenue. You can use the true element to walk in the body to make a unique trajectory, communicate with the earth, and seem to be able to draw amazing underground energy for your own use. But every time he tried, he didn't know which aspect was a little bit worse. The unique link of communication with the ground has been opened, and a surprisingly huge channel has been bred, but he couldn't draw the vitality into it, and then this huge channel is closed again. It's weird, what is this guy doing? Ling Long looked at Wei Suo with his eyes fixed, feeling Wei Weizhuo's breath was extremely strange when he tried several times. Forget it, wait until all the illustrations have been read. Wei Suo tried several times, but after feeling that it was still close, he finally decided to give up the experiment first, because the remaining illustrations in the ancient Mother of God are not. It is estimated that it can be fully remembered in half a day at most. Dead liar, I think your eyes are thieves. What are you doing? Ling Longtian was a little nervous by Weizhuo's strange breath, and couldn't help crying again. I am practicing a kind of ancient scripture. If you succeed in your cultivation, your strength will go up. You'd better be polite to me. Wei Suo looked at Ling Longtian and said half truly, otherwise, I'm so worried then you will be beaten into a pig's head. You brag less. Ling Longtian faced Wei Suo, and again demonstrated one you sharp tiger teeth. No, but at this moment, Ling Longtian's face suddenly changed, looking towards the direction of the lonely giant mountain. What's wrong? Wei Suo also felt something wrong with Ling Longtian's expression, and immediately asked. There is a strong breath, we quickly hide, don't know whether it is a powerful monk, or a wild beast, Ling Longtian said to Wei Suo, and immediately swept down into the forest below. Brother Rabbit, let's go, don't make a noise. Wei Suo frowned, and immediately greeted Li Freehand to land. After just a dozen breaths, A huge ebony golden light suddenly flashed over the top of the snow-capped giant mountain. It's a monk, Wei Suo's eyes jumped suddenly and suddenly. Among the dark golden rainbow, it was obviously a monk's figure, and the breath was completely different from the monster. This man is a god-level cultivation practice. Ling Longtian's expression was also extremely nervous. Shenjun level cultivation is, its divine profound power. At this moment, it was still far from the black golden rainbow. Wei Suo could only feel that the black golden rainbow was extremely powerful and breathtaking, but there was no way to tell. Among them, the real practice of the monk, when he heard Ling Longtian say this, he was also shocked. Divine profound power. He had only been in the gate of Jinwu before, and had seen the figure of Jinwu sect divine profound power Su Shenjun far away. He had never seen the real divine profound power. In this barbaric barrenness, how can a sudden appearance of a monk who is usually Jin Dan, who may not be able to see the top presence of the Taoist world today, Shen Qian mighty? Are you able to deal with Shen Qian De Neng? This sudden appearance of Shen Qian De can fill Wei Suo with an ominous hunch. With a blink of an eye, Wei Suo first took out the one that was obtained from the Beigong ruins first. Dayan Lushan robe was put on his body. At the same time, he asked Ling Longtian quickly. If you are not injured, you can still deal with it? Now I can't deal with it. Ling Longtian hesitated and said. I can deal with you, and I think you are so powerful. It turned out that I was a foreigner and a strong man, but it really didn't work. Wei Suo's depressed eyes suddenly blacked and he yelled. Dead liar, I'm serious. Do you think the broken virtual power of that piece of Xianbing debris can be easily resisted? If you go up and die, you will die long ago. Ling Longtian was almost angry and scolded. Damn, who the is this? Wei Suo's heart burst into emptiness, and as Deng Guang approached, a tremendous amount of terrifying pressure came over. Let him have an unmatched feeling. Why did you seem to be coming at us? It must be your enemy, you were killed this time. Ling Longtian couldn't help but yelled. The black gold rainbow seemed to it came straight towards her and Wei Suo. How do you know that it must be my enemy? Maybe it is your enemy. Wei Suo couldn't understand it. He didn't provoke any divine power in Yunling mainland. I have been in the Lingxi mine for more than 60,000 years. How could it be my enemy? If I were my enemy, I would eat all these hua trees, Ling Longtian said with his teeth. But she had just finished speaking, and she was already speechless. I am the Emperor of Heavenly Sword Sect is absolutely invincible. Why, you have the courage to destroy the monk of Heavenly Sword Sect and ruin my veins of Mind Stone, but now you have no guts to show up. Do you want to hide? The sound came from the escape light at this moment, as if it were directly pressed against Wei Suo and Ling Longtian. Huang Pu is absolutely amazing. Heavenly Sword Sect's divine profound power. Heavenly Sword Sect's divine profound power appeared here, and seemed to have been waiting for them. This Shenxian mighty power is also an enemy of Ling Longtian, because even Xuanhuan, the elder of Tianjianzong, was killed by her s. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Ziyi. Chapter 750. Chapter 750 is called again. Chapter 750 is called again. Update time 2011-100308, 30, word count 3121. VIP chapter content, subscription. Husband, how did you stop? Shui Linger saw a silver divine light in the meridian of Wei Suo, and the heart was very happy and shocked. Ancient shapely great shapeshift great art body, almost immortal, extremely strong great treasure. Even if you do not use shapeshift great art, the legend can also break through countless rare, countless strong shapeshift great art cannot damage it. But to her horror, she has continuously absorbed more than 100 Starlight Deo Venerable with amazing astral origin chi, refining more than 1000 heavenly dragon blood fossils, and the meridians in the naked body have the silver divine lights Wei Suo, but it is stopped cultivation. My current chi and blood is too strong, the blood in the naked body is close to heavenly dragon blood. This heavenly dragon blood fossil has been used by my great treasure to reduce it. Now a piece of such heavenly dragon blood fossil, for my effect. Already only 1/3 of the original, and it has nothing to do with anti-yaoxing, even if you get purple fox together with refining is useless. Wei Suo looked at Shui Linger and explained to Shui Linger while he realized his current naked body function. There is still 1/3 of the effects, husband, you can still refining. Shui Linger flashed a pair of unusually clearing, without any dusty beauty, said, the number of heavenly dragon blood fossils on your body is still very amazing, all refining, you can definitely make your fleshly body tyrannical. 2-1 Angfi, heavenly dragon blood fossils are all to great treasure, a heavenly dragon blood fossil can make cultivator improve life essence for a few years. I have always used something to say, plus the pressure from divine mystic great treasure can be used. I use this heavenly dragon blood fossil with the culture heaven dragon star body tempering technique, in the eyes of divine mystic great treasure it's all violent. And I only thought that this celestial emperor falling star is one of the shapeshift great art of the ancient 10 great treasure, and some of the powerful energy of astral origin chi is concentrated. The general cultivator is not resistant to shapeshift great art at all. I can go to the enemy time, cast this technique, and then cooperate with the heavenly dragon blood fossil culture, maybe the divine mystic great treasure can cause some damage. Wei Suo looked at Shui Linger and said, when this shapeshift great art is constantly being used in my current cultivation base, powerful energy may be able to cover thousands of square feet. Husband, this is what makes shapeshift great art very reasonable. Shui Ling slightly astay, and then seriously nodded, bright eyes flash, this operation with your cultivation base cast, divine mystic great treasure may also be able to resist, but golden core great tray Asur cultivator unless there is supreme shapeshift great art great treasure, it is impossible to withstand, even if there are dozens of golden core great treasure cultivator siege, if you keep this Deo technique. Shapeshift great art, the other side will be defeated by you. So, even if I want to use heavenly dragon blood fossils with culture, I will wait until next time I face the great treasure and then cultivation. And heavenly dragon blood fossils still have great treasure for you, especially I still want to give some lazy eye to see if he can break through the cultivation base and prolong life essence. Heavenly dragon blood fossils have been reduced for me, cannot be used, they do not use, do not want to spend 1 ang. Wei Suo Shenyin Road. Li Zi's divine consciousness is basically impossible to recover. For Wei Suo and others, he is not the original Netherworld Palace Lord Heir, but their brother. He is even more helpful to Wei Suo. So Wei Suo decided to extend Li Zi's life essence as much as possible. Which husband, what is your current fleshly body? Shui Linger nodded and asked, and her tone seemed to be slightly regrettable. Because if there is enough strong great treasure to enhance the spirit Yeo coordination of life essence, Wei Suo's fleshly body, you can certainly repair the same shapeshift great art body as the ancient heavenly dragon, almost immortal, even if it is divine mystic great treasure can have heaven shaking shapeshift great art, may not be able to hurt it. I'll try. Wei Suo took out a piece of black essence metal, which was left after the smelting of the monster subduing tower in the east, containing 9 chills and ancient desolate. Dang! A surge sound of a surging sound. The silver divine light on Wei Suo's is flashing, and the silver divine light is very blazing, with the heat of the sun a strong great treasure blood chi, suffocating, is like the same ancient desolate behemoth, waving his claws. Wei Suo's palm swayed with silver, and after a hit on the black essence metal, Wei Suo's silver on the palm of the hand disappeared without any anomalies. On the black essence metal, which contains 9 chilled iron and ancient desolate, there is a faint palm print and the fingerprints are clearly visible. Husband, the power of your fleshly body, is really close to mystic ranks shapeshift great art great treasure. This kind of scene makes Shui Linger, who has already prepared for it, still can't help but scream out a surging sound. The strength of my fleshly body now should be in the level 8 high level monster beast. The strength of the fleshly body is the most powerful and strong. The strength of the monster beast. If it is a monster beast, it has indeed been MO to the level 9 side. Should I use the mystic rank shapeshift great art great treasure on me, and it will not cause great damage to me this time, Wei Suo himself feels very clear. Heavenly Dragon Burial Mound, even more amazing than the accumulated treasure of a single sect for thousands of years, this luck is too great treasure. Shui Linger couldn't help but have such a surging sound. Because she is very clear, Wei Suo's current cultivation base and divine abilities degree of progress can be said to be unimaginable, rare, but it is also because Wei Suo got the relationship of almost the entire Heavenly Dragon Burial Mound. Heavenly Dragon blood fossils are clustered into a small hill, which is something that is hard to imagine in other golden core cultivators. The Heavenly Dragon blood fossil of a great dish, great treasure Xiao, is a great treasure for the golden core cultivator, but Wei Suo has gotten thousands of pieces. If you change the remaining golden core cultivator, even if you get the Heavenly Dragon star body tempering technique, I am afraid that the continuous retreat for decades of painstaking cultivation cannot repair Wei Suo's current realm. Heavenly Dragon star body tempering technique is indeed the same supreme strong shapeshift great art as the void walking footwork. Now I am close to the Heavenly Dragon blood in chi and blood. As long as the change of fleshly body changes in a few days, it will completely cause the change of the whole body origin chi. At that time, my life essence will grow and I can accommodate more. True UN is tyrannical, and even the golden core will continue to expand. Wei Suo took a deep breath and only felt that he was just breathing, as if there was a majestic, explosive power. But this technique, shapeshift great art, is the more difficult it is to get to the culture. With your current fleshly body, even the Heavenly Dragon blood fossils will lose their nourishing effect. I am afraid that only the fairy level enhances the life essence of Dan Yao. Effective, in order to greatly upgrade the cultivation base of your fleshly body. Shui Linger Shenyan said, in the Danish Hall of Mystic Wind sect, it is said that there are 2 Kinkan borrowed Yuan Zion Dan, but no shapeshift great art. Don't worry, great treasure is like a day, it's impossible to step through. Wei Suo smiled a little. This time, using the Celestial Emperor Falling Star, the shapeshift great art with the strong great treasure and the cinnamon quenched body, the endless pain, divine soul shock dang, he also had less new feelings. Especially the infamous flood dragon turns into dragon, suffering from all kinds of hardships, thunder and lightning, after destroying all the fleshly body blood row, and finally transforming into the scene of Heavenly Dragon, let him feel the unyielding heaven-defying breath. Looking at the ice muscles bones, without the slightest smoke of the human Shui Linger, Wei Suo smiled and couldn't help but want to hold her hands, but the eyes flashed, but they held back. It is because he has not been thoroughly accustomed to the improvement of the fleshly body great treasure at this moment. I am afraid that sometimes the power is not controlled, for fear of not careful. Shui Linger's hand. Why didn't Steel Teeth younger sister come over like a flies? Is it too far apart? Does Steel Teeth younger sister feel the breath of this essence metal? Still, those essence metal have great treasure for Steel Teeth younger sister, which can improve her cultivation base. She wants to make a lot of repairs. Let me deal with it first. Maybe there is such a possibility. I think it's a bit weird to run essence metal before, however, if she really came to me for trouble, she might be disappointed again. Wei Suo couldn't help but smash the surging sound when his eyes stayed on the black essence metal, which was printed on his own. I don't think she will be as bad as you think. Shui Linger's impression of Ling Longtian is not bad. He thinks that Ling Longtian is just like her appearance. It is just a little girl and can't help but tell Ling Longtian. Wow, ha ha ha. Dead liar, have you watched? What Shui Linger didn't know was that just when she said this, Ling Longtian's quiet room was closed before, no motion, no breathing, and even the heartbeat seemed to stop, like dead. In general, Ling Longtian, who was only covered by a layer of purple light, suddenly opened his eyes, moved his arm, and moved the tui, and immediately came out with a very satisfying laugh. Well. 9 Chilly iron and ancient desolate breathe a breath. Suddenly, laughing surging sound, the little girl on the head of the long-horned girl, Joe moved, and her face immediately showed a very suspicious look. Deceased liar, this essence metal was originally for me. Do you want to use it? Use this essence metal for other secret places. Dead liar, you are too wicked, I am dying you. Immediately, Ling Longtian gritted his teeth and immediately turned into a purple streamer, plucking the great treasure door of this quiet room. This. Shui Linger is dumbfounded. She just had a good word for Ling Longtian. Wei Suo just took essence metal and left her secret place. Ling Longtian has already appeared in her sight. Deceased liar, you dare to move my essence metal. I think you are itchy. Ling Longtian's claws, the grey bracelet on the hand flashed, and rushed directly toward Wei Suo, extremely bullish. You see that I didn't make a mistake. Wei Suo waved at Shui Linger and said. Shui Linger is very speechless. Dead liar, you seem a little weird. At a distance of 10 feet from Wei Suo, Ling Longtian seemed to feel that Wei Suo's breath was a little different, suddenly stopped, and some suspiciously said this. I advise you not to bother me, otherwise you will be very difficult to see. Wei Suo shook his head at Ling Longtian. Funny non-ghost, even if you have a surgery with shapeshift great art, the cultivation base is a bit high, it can't be my opponent, I will say it again. Ling Longtian was still hesitant. She saw Wei Suo, who was more than her, and couldn't help herself. It was a surging sound and rushed towards Wei Suo. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Ziyi. Chapter 751. Chapter 751 is not long-lasting? Chapter 751 is not long-lasting? Update time 2011-100316, 0000 words 3335. VIP chapter content, subscription. Ling Longtian's embarrassment seems to be faster than ever, and it is covered in purple light. It is in front of Wei Suo's. She and Wei Suo have also had experience before. It is very insidious. It looks like a slap in the face of Wei Suo, but it is actually fast. Kick to Wei Suo's xiao belly. Pa! A surging sound burst. Wei Suo stood still and moved with one hand, blocking Ling Longtian's foot. Deceased liar, hard, so painful. Purple divine light and silver divine light flashed, Ling Longtian quickly retracted his foot, snow white butt. Deceased liar, you are a pig. There was a sharp pain in his feet, and Ling Longtian was even more annoyed. He smacked his teeth toward Wei Suo. What happened? But at the same time, Ling Longtian reacted, and a pair of golden treasures suddenly looked at great treasure. In the past, Wei Suo's fleshly body was slightly inferior to her strength. Every time she had a hard fight with her, she would be shocked to fly out a dozen feet, but now Wei Suo blocked her foot, but now it is standing in the same place, calm and relaxed, and its silver divine light is blazing, and some make her feel glaring. A surging sound of pa, a circle of one ang from the out of the body of Wei Suo and Ling Longtian. Wei Suo reached out and waved, blocking the slap of Ling Longtian. So hard. Ouch. Ling Longtian grabbed the palm of his hand and took a few steps back, hurting his teeth. Wei Suo gave her the feeling that it was like a god stone that could not be moved at all. It was hard to imagine, and it seemed that the giant's stagnation was generally stable. It was not that she could shake. It's possible, this short period has not been 2 days, even if there is an ancient naked body supreme strong shapeshift great art, it is impossible to increase the strength of the fleshly body so much in such a short period of time. Ling Longtian looked incredulously at the silver light on Wei Suo, feeling that Wei Suo's fleshly body was different from what seemed to be really great treasure before. Dead steel teeth younger sister, you really thought about me, saying that I was injured, The result is that I took so many essence metal, I went to cultivation and wanted to come to me. It's a pity that you are miscalculated. I advise you to settle down. Next, according to our agreement, obediently help me with artifact refinement. Don't ask for it. Wei Suo saw Ling Longtian at a glance. At this moment, he has already felt that his strength and toughness of the fleshly body have passed Ling Longtian. Ling Longtian and his gap are like the gap between a real teenage girl and a teenager in her 20s. Now Ling Longtian's hands and feet are coming up. He's hard to beat, but there's a feeling of being hit by hardwood. Even the pain does not feel how painful. Even if Wei Suo stood still and was beaten by Ling Longtian, it was estimated that it would not make any damage to great treasure. Impossible, it must be an illusion. Ling Longtian refused to believe, screaming and rushing forward. She has been planning for a long time, and she wants to slap Wei Suo out of her breath. Now, this lust situation makes her feel reconciled. Dead steel teeth. Younger sister, you are looking for bitterness. A surging sound of pa, Wei Suo blocked Ling Longtian's foot, and a burst of chestnuts tapped on Ling Longtian's head. AIDS_crew_ first name _Commonwealth _26 IDS_crew_ first name _Commonwealth _26. Ling Longtian screamed and screamed, and Wei Suo played in a secret place. Ah! Dead liar! Suddenly, Ling Longtian screamed a surging sound, and his head was knocked on by Wei Suo, bulging a xiao bag. Compared with her, Wei Suo has long hands and long legs and is now playing against the lust that will not be shaken. You still can't stop? Not afraid of swollen hands and feet into steamed buns? Wei Suo said calmly to Ling Longtian, who is already crazy. At this moment, Ling Longtian's hands and feet, like his previous battle with Ling Longtian, are already red and swollen. I don't mean, dead liar, I poke your eyes, IDS_crew_ first name _Commonwealth _26. Ling Longtian was another scream of surging sound. Originally, she wanted to sneak into Wei Suo's eyes, but she was kicked by Wei Suo and her face was red. This foot Wei Suo still has some strength, otherwise it is estimated that Ling Longtian's half face is really swollen. Husband, don't fight. Shui Ling. Surging sound. She was surprised by Ling Longtian's fleshly body strength and the strange grey light on the grey bracelet. The descendants of the ancient meta great treasure, and indeed have a congenital advantage over the descendants of divine mystic great treasure. Divine ability is extremely weird. Okay, stop, die liar, the one behind you is who? After hearing the words of Shui Ling, Ling Longtian stopped her hand and looked at the way behind Wei Suo, but at the same time it was faster, turned into a purple light, and slammed her foot to Wei Suo's face. You have used this trick, still want to lie to me? But Wei Suo is a ha-ha smile, and he is not fooled at all. Ah, Ling Longtian is screaming, her feet have not yet reached Wei Suo's face, but the other half of her face is being smashed by Wei Suo and red. Deceased liar, Ling Longtian was black in front of her eyes, her hands and feet seemed to hurt not her own, and she was so angry that she vomited blood. However, after Wei Suo kicked her foot, she did not dare to go to Wei Suo again, because she was not a fool, knowing that she would fight again, and she would certainly ask for it. Deceased liar, what the hell are you doing? How fleshly body has risen to such a degree in such a short period of time? So hard, not afraid of direct petrochemicals. After a while, Ling Longtian, who was so vomiting and vomiting, couldn't help but look at Wei Suo. Hello? Not hard at all. Wei Suo stretched his arms and stretched his tui. He also bent his fingers. It looked like his skin was very elastic and full of charm, and there was no hardship like divine iron. You, Ling Longtian saw Wei Suo's palm, and his face was a little distorted. Her hands and feet are very red and swollen, as if the needles are hurting. But Wei Suo's palm is very clean and there is nothing at all. Heavenly dragon blood fossil, there are a lot of heavenly dragon blood fossils on your body, but it's not right. Heavenly dragon blood fossils can only be used to enhance the life essence. It is impossible to increase your fleshly body strength so much. Seeing that Wei Suo didn't answer, Ling Longtian's eyes were filled with golden treasure, and it seemed that Dong wore the void and looked at the changes in Wei Suo's body. What's really going on? But Ling Longtian couldn't help but scream, because she had carefully looked at the things on Wei Suo all the way, knowing that the good things on Wei Suo are amazing, but there is nothing to refine the fleshly. The rareness of the body. It's better for us to make more jiao easy. You tell me what these singers are, and what is the effect of the naked body. I will tell you why my fleshly body has improved so much. Wei Suo looked at some hysterical Ling Longtian, under the eyes flash, but took away the smug lust and took out 5 white yupil bottles. Among the 5 white yupil bottles, each has a spirit yao, 4 of which are grassy, with different colors and stems, and the other is a deep red Xuanhuan. Now, among the 5 yao yao, except for 1 black gold xiao grass, it looks fresh and the other 4 plants have dried up. These 5 spirits are all acquired by Wei Suo from Qingcheng ruins. At that time, Wei Suo got a lot of amazing spiritual yao in Qingcheng ruins, including the picking fairy grass that can refine the fairy yao. Now the lingo yao has been given to Ji Ya, and the 5 yao yao are not recognized by green-robed old man and Ji Ya, so they stay in Wei Suo's hands. And along the way, Wei Suo has already made the idea of letting Ling Longtian look at these spiritual yao. For example, the descendants of the long-distance giant treasure monster cultivator, the level of contact is unimaginable, just like getting it. Many great treasures can inherit. Wei Suo naturally wants to tap her value to the most great treasure. The 4 strains of the 5 yao yao, although the water has been swayed, looks dry, but the 5 yao yao are extremely amazing years of growth, and the yao force is very unusual for Wei Suo. Among the yao gardens of Qingcheng ruins, even pure void vine is not necessarily the most top-grade spirit yao. Among the 5 yao yao, there may be amazing things. I want to help you as a free appraisers. You dream. Then you don't want to know that my secret place is secret. I will be a little bit in front of me in the future. Maybe if I am upset, I will slap you out. Dead liar, you dare to threaten me, your end will be very miserable. Ling Longtian is not afraid of Wei Suo's threat, because her cockroaches are not under Wei Suo, and Wei Suo is bullying her. There is no shapeshift great art using shapeshift great art. Even if Wei Suo uses void walking footwork, instant by the side of her, she might be able to avoid Wei Suo's blow by constantly changing her position. Unless Wei Suo's divine ability is enhanced, she can't beat Wei Suo, but Wei Suo wants to marry her. She should be able to escape if she is a great treasure. But Wei Suo's fleshly body got so much improvement in such a short period of time, but it was fatal to Ling Longtian. Because of her vein, she is naturally using the fleshly body to fight. The fleshly body is the cultivation base, and the fleshly body can deal with the supreme shapeshift great art. She also really wants to know what Wei Suo uses to make shapeshift great art and what can be done. Deceased liar, unless you let me get a kick. I promised you to change the conditions and tell you what is the 5 things. Do you know all these 5 things? The life essence of our spirit race is extremely long. It is not what your cultivator can imagine. It is passed down from generation to generation. Although its own exhibition, the cultivation base is also limited by the changes of the heavens and the earth, but it is rare to know these things. Finally, Wei Suo and Ling Longtian finally reached an agreement. Wei Suo let Ling Longtian kick, and then Ling Longtian first told Wei Suo what the 5 plants were, and then Wei Suo told Ling Longtian what means he used to make the realm of fleshly body has been so amazing. Pa! Ling Longtian stunned Wei Suo's foot. However, Ling Longtian is extremely regretful and very crazy. Because she was on this foot, Wei Suo didn't move, water spirit Yuan Qi rushed, and there was no dust left on his face. But Ling Longtian's already swollen feet were shocked like steel needles. Good, young fellow, your life is not long. What Wei Suo and Ling Longtian didn't know was that at this time, a man wearing a white robe, wrinkled face, white shawl, and a dry face, but the breadth of his body was an amazing old man than the ancient desolate behemoth. It was over a secret place on the edge of the Cloud Spirit continent, and suddenly I looked at the position of the Yin Corpse sect gate. This old man with a dry face and a white shawl but a shocking body is the Sky Sword sect's divine mystic great treasure, Huangpu Juelun. There is a cyan flame on his hand that doesn't flash. There is a faint character flow in this cyan's flame, with a unique divine mystic smell. It seems to be another divine mystic cultivator, giving him a message path to heaven. Author, Wu Zy. Chapter 752. What a pity, Huang Piu's majestic sword revered Xianfa phase once again cut a sword light, knocking Wei Suo's Zhen Tianfa phase out again, and at the same time a very loud voice came out, "Unfortunately you are young. If it is light, will it fall here? If you knew today, why did you have it? I think it's a pity for you." Wei Suo narrowed his eyes and looked at Huangpu's tremendous and majestic godlike appearance, and sneered, "It's a pity that you failed today and can't kill me. In the future, you will be destroyed in my hands, it seems certain." Ha 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 ha! There was a tremendous laughter in Huangpu's majestic God profound Fa phase. The breath scattered on God profound Fa phase formed a strip of black gold long sword-like light patterns, round the body hundreds of feet. All twisted to pieces. Dying to the end, dare to talk hard. In the future, I will definitely kill Heavenly Sword Sect, step on you, and then I will see if you can still smile. Wei Suo stared at Huang Piu's absolutely fabulous image of God profound faith. Said. "What, step on me at my feet?" Huang Piu absolutely exasperated again. Shenqian mighty is the most top-notch existence in the world of monasticism, just like the emperor in the monastery world. How can it be possible to step on the foot of Shenqian might? Arrogance. This is. But Huang Piu's superb divine profound method suddenly stagnate. Because at this moment, Wei Suo suddenly took a step toward the front. When he stepped out of the step, a sudden circle of golden mysterious lines on the mysterious mystery appeared in his body, as if he was in a package of rising sun rising suddenly, and the entire void around his body seemed to be distorted. His Zhen Tianfa suddenly lost his common sense and suddenly shrank Xiao, becoming the original Black Xiao. The sword light cut out by Huangpu's profound mysterious mystical method passed by in an instant, but it was completely cut into the void. Wei Suo and Li Freehand, Ling Longtian, give people a general feeling of shrinking into the void. With the sword emptied, Huang Piu's gigantic Xianfaxiang Huo turned around. Behind countless sword-like circling giant mysterious Dharma figures, at least 6 or 7 miles away, a golden sun-like brilliance has appeared. Wei Suo was now standing in the void, and the golden divine pattern that appeared in his body slowly disappeared, and the silver light flashed on his body, already facing his god's mysterious appearance. What kind of escape is this? Seeing Wei Suo's cold eyes, Huang Piu's fabulous god profound Fa phase was unconsciously slightly stagnate. In the world of monasticism, the most powerful divine profound power, even by the eyes of a Jindan monk, saw some Mao in his heart. Boom. Next, Huang Piu's unfathomable heart seemed to be insulted, and suddenly he couldn't speak with fright. The entire body of the divine profound Fa sprayed countless sword lights, and the entire huge divine profound Fa crossed the void and moved towards Wei Suo's position, swept away. His of the mysterious Dharma was even a little faster than his previous ego, like a real deity walking through the air. But seeing the huge chasing of the divine profound Fa, Wei Suo only took another step. Numerous golden god marks appeared on the body again, directly breaking through the void, and appeared almost 10 miles away in an instant, and the distance between Huangpu and peerlessness was further extended. Old and immortal, add some strength, maybe you can catch up. After stepping out for nearly 10 miles, Wei Suo recondensed in the air and said to the imperial fascination of Huang Piu. Click. Huang Piu's unparalleled moment instantly fell into incomparable rage, and all the sword wheels behind the divine profound Phos turned into sword lights, and instantly turned into an unimaginable sword light waterfall, rushing towards Wei Suo. But after these Jianguang waterfalls rushed a few miles away, Wei Suo stepped out again, stepped through the void, and appeared in the farther sky. Old and immortal, your degree is too slow. Isn't Chen Qian mighty? Is there only such supernatural powers? Why can't I be a Jindan monk? I am afraid that people who hear the big teeth will laugh. Wei Suo's voice once again passed into Huang Piu's extraordinary ears. Huang Piu almost fainted with anger. Dead liar, can you do it anyway? Don't make this guy completely crazy, really chase us. Ling Longtian beside Wei Suo was very nervous and looked at Wei Suo from time to time. You're a dead liar, steel-tooth girl, give me a clever point. Don't make this old guy feel that there is an opportunity. Wei Suo's teeth clenched into Ling Longtian's ears. The Dongxiu step method is indeed the supreme strong method, and it crosses 10 miles in a single thought, but this supreme strong method also consumes extremely amazing real elements. It is also very difficult to exert it with Wei Suo's current cultivation. Almost every time he casts, he will consume more than half of his true yuan, so now every time he casts the whole virtual footwork, Wei Suo is still constantly refining the water candle demon. Of course, Wei Suo has a lot of water demon Dan and Danyao who supplemented Zhen Yuan. Now every time the whole virtual step is performed, there is enough time to replenish Zhen Yuan, but if the old guy Huang Piu absolutely cannot chase, then it is always an extremely troublesome thing. It turned out to be Se Li Nei. Ling Longtian pouted his lips, but his mouth also yelled at Huang Piu's incomprehensible, dead old man, you have so much sword spirit, you really can be described as a man, a sword, a sword. It's a person, a sword, and a sword, a big swordman, you are so powerful, big swordman. I believe you have been chasing after 17 or 8 years, and you should still be able to catch up. Small Xiao, you, Huang Piu roared with great anger. Xiao Xiao, I have lived for more than 60,000 years, and you dare to call me Xiao Xiao, shameless. Huang Piu was almost insane. Indeed, compared with Ling Longtian, he is really a Xiao generation who is too small to be Xiao. Old and immortal, come on, I will take you to take a good tour of the Yunling continent, and let the monks of the Yunling continent also look at the supreme style of your god profound Fa. It's a pity that Huang Piu's incomparable divine profound Fei Shi's is obviously not his current spells and physical strength can be hardened, otherwise, relying on the supreme strong law of Dongxiu Foot can directly kill this Tianjian section first person. Xiaozi, I will definitely make you pay for today's words. Hearing this sentence of Wei Suo, and seeing that Wei Suo had been more than 30 miles away from him, Huang Piu Zelun finally gave up the pursuit, and the huge god fascination phase turned into a piece of vitality under a flash of light, and recovered. In Huang Piu's incomparable body, Huang Piu's incomparable Beidou was raised with anger, and his old eyes were blazing like old ghosts. Damn, die steel-tooth girl, I really want to shoot you dead. Shuazu Yao Yao is only as big as broad beans, and Wei Suo is too lazy to put it away, all of it is refined, and at the same time grit your teeth. This time he didn't even calculate that heavenly sword sect divine prowess like Huang Piu absolutely would come to intercept him. It was extremely dangerous, and he almost died. And Wei Suo can be sure that this kind of divine profound power can intercept him, it must be because of the ancient creatures such as Ling Longtian, otherwise, as such divine profound power, it may not necessarily lose some Jindan power. The monk crossed the continent to wait for him to be killed. Why, just got rid of this chaste level old man's chase, did you ever think of breaking down the bridge? Do you still have any humanity? Ling Longtian immediately shouted at Wei Suo with his teeth, without showing weakness. I have no human nature? I have no human nature and I will throw you directly to the old man. Maybe he will be very interested in the kind of horns on your head. Wei Suo's teeth were more tickled, give my fake scriptures also say that my qualifications are too bad and my comprehension is not enough. Damn, you can suspect that I am not human, and dare to laugh at my IQ. It's annoying. I have said that the sentences translated for you are true. That is the order in which the scriptures come from. Okay. If I don't know the correct order, the translation is for you. It's not that kind of scripture. You thank you, I'm almost the same. Without me, did you escape this time, and don't call me a benefactor. Ling Longtian hummed, who knows if you save me, is it greed for the black copper on my hand? Darren? You are a big-headed ghost. Get half of the black copper out quickly. Also, the wilderness you turned over to me asked if the scriptures were in the wrong order. Tell me correctly, otherwise I want you to look good. Why do you want me to look good? Am I afraid of you? Along the way, Wei Suo and Ling Longtian kept fighting, and nearly an hour later, Ling Longtian finally compromised, and gave Wei Suo half of the black copper. This dead steel-tooth girl is really too cunning. I don't know how many secrets are hiding from me, but somehow it is still human. This guy is traitor and cheap, and he can't get any benefits from his hands, but it's still a bit humane. Wei Suo and Ling Longtian were still in disagreement, and wished to kill each other, but after this chasing by Huang Pu, the two men's hearts were still slightly different from each other. At least I feel that the other party is still barely reliable at the critical time. What's so bad about this Mother Earth classic? Next, Huang Pu absolutely did not continue to catch up, and Wei Suo no longer used the Dongxiu footwork, but used the aura to escape the road, while still comprehending the ancient scriptures of the Mother Earth. In just half a day, Wei Suo read all the illustrations in the ancient scriptures of the Mother Earth and remembered them well. All these diagrams and master plans overlap together in Wei Suo's mind, even formed a line of unclear, unknown Dao, which can't be described in words at all. Along the way, as long as you visualize and feel the direction of the ground veins under the ground, Wei Suo will suddenly appear to open a channel to communicate with the surrounding ground veins and integrate with the earth, which can attract the earth's vitality for its own use. Feel. However, every time this channel is opened, I don't know what's wrong, and I can't draw the earth's vitality, and then the opened channel is closed. Xiaozi, what kind of ancient script are you practicing? Such a weird one. Wei Suo's body kept changing, and Ling Longtian was very surprised. Ancient Mother Earth, have you heard of it? After Wei Suo tried dozens of times without success, he couldn't help but want to inquire from Ling Longtian to see if Ling Longtian had heard of this ancient scripture. Ancient Mother Earth? Haven't heard of it. Ling Longtian shook his head. Judging from her look, she really did not know this ancient scripture. Jinshan steamed landform. This kind of landform is easy to metamorphose a lot of refined gold veins. Over the next 2 days, Wei Suo continued to study the ancient scriptures of Mother Earth. After passing the Jinshan mountain, which is only 3,000 or 4,000 miles away from the sky on the edge of the Yunling continental continent, Wei Suo suddenly felt a slight shock in his back of the brain, and the channel opened at the same time. A magnificent vitality suddenly poured in. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Ziyi. Chapter 753. Chapter 753 By Scripture's Depository Secret Place. The light is this piece of wonderful tree, at least equivalent to tens of thousands of water attribute monster core above level 5/P. After using the auxiliary Yao liquid secret place from the ruins in Bai Bei, buried in the naked body, Wei Suo clearly felt that the spiritual qi contained in this wonderful tree fragment is extremely amazing. I am afraid that it will be Wei Suo's previous little tree fragments in the naked body plus the complete refining of this wonderful tree fragment can make Wei Suo directly break through the cultivation base of the golden core 5th layer. However, this refining of the tree is not so fast. Even with Water Emperor Sun swallowing secrets cultivation, it will take at least several years to completely refining. It is impossible to step into the sky. However, there is such a wonderful tree fragment in the naked body, even if Wei Suo is not much about the following, after more than 10 years, it may even break through to the golden core 5th layer. Decease the swindler and take essence metal out. After seeing Wei Suo smashing into the shards of the tree, Ling Longtian hated the teeth and screamed. What to do? Ei Suo looked at Ling Longtian and said. So what to do? Is your head burned by astral origin chi? Don't you want to temper the essence metal? Ing Longtian yelled at the same time, gnashing his teeth and thinking about revenge for the gentleman. Not too late. Understand that Wei Suo's fleshly body cultivation base, even if there is a sharpshift great art like Dark North Fighting Revolution shapeshift great art, there must be a spiritual Yao that enhances life essence. After the fleshly body can't always be so fast, I feel that I will revenge in the future or great treasure. I first helped Wei Suo to finish the essence metal and get the rest of his reward. The group of 9 chills and Ancient Desolate paid for it. First wait for my secret place to talk about something else. Wei Suo nodded, and a surging sound was passed outside the hall. Help me to sect Master Yin. What damned thing? Ling Longtian took a surging sound, but didn't say much. Because she felt that Wei Suo's eccentric things were endless, she only thought that Wei Suo was a genius cultivator that had just got a help from ancient artifact spirit, but now she has a little bit of Wei Suo. If Wei Suo's knowledge is not very bad for her, she would think that Wei Suo is the reincarnation of what ancient great treasure can. We are in the quiet room of Jia. It was only after a while that Wei Suo's suddenly surging sound. Immediately, a breeze poured in, and Yin Liwa walked in from the door of the quiet room. Is it so anxious to find me? Is there anything? Yin Liwa looked at Wei Suo and Shui Ling Jia and so on. Read Sect Master Yin, I have a request that is not lust. Ei Suo laughed. I want to go into the Yin Corp Sect Scriptures Depository. I don't know if Great Sect Master Yin will let me in. Do you want to enter my Scriptures Depository of Yin Corp Sect? Yin Liwa stunned and didn't seem to think of Wei Suo. How, is it inconvenient? Wei Suo looked at Yin Liwa. If there are any restrictions that can't let me in, then forget it. The original sect rule, unless it is the Yin Corp sect cultivator for the great treasure of this sect, can enter the designated books, otherwise it is not allowed to enter. Yin Liwa suddenly smiled and said, but you are both the great sect master Yin's husband and the great sect master Yin to win the sect master position. Supreme credits, naturally, how do you want to see it? Aha, thank you great sect master Yin for it. Ei Suo heard Yin Liwa say so, and suddenly couldn't help but laugh. Ling Longtian immediately said, I have to go. Steel Teeth younger sister, what are you going to do? Take you in but violate sect rule. Ei Suo immediately gave a look at Ling Longtian. Who knows if you will have any intrigues? Ling Longtian grinds his teeth, and maybe I can have some monuments that you don't know. Besides, do you rest assured that I am alone in this secret place. I said that I didn't eat essence metal, but I didn't say that I didn't go out for a walk if I didn't carefully destroy what restrictions, don't blame me. /P. Dead Steel Teeth younger sister, are you itchy? Wei Suo's brow wrinkled and glanced at Ling Longtian. Why, if you want to fight, I will not beat you, you may not catch me. Ling Longtian did not show weakness, a sloppy look, waving a xiao fist. Forget it. Let her follow. Yin Liwa's impression of Ling Longtian is not bad, because the total naked body, Wei Suo did not suffer any loss in her hand, but got a lot of good secret place. As long as you promise not to destroy anything, I will also take you in. Hello, you are also escorting sect master husband back and setting up great treasure. Yin Liwa looked at Ling Longtian and smiled. If you say what I love, they are all Dao companion. They are cultivators. Why is the difference so great treasure? It is really a flower cha on cow dung. Ling Longtian stunned Wei Suo and nodded at Yin Liwa. Reassured, I am reputable. You let me in, I promise not to destroy anything inside. /P. Has water attribute monster cores are for you first. Yin Liwa smiled and pointed a treasure receiving pocket to Wei Suo's. See Immortal Sect's first water attribute monster core will also be delivered tomorrow. So much, Wei Suo divine consciousness swept away, but was also taken aback. Yin Liwa gave him more than 3,000 water attribute monster cores in his treasure receiving pocket. He water attribute monster core in all the shops of Yin Corp sect was first ordered by me, and I took a batch from some of the great treasure vendors around me. With C Immortal sect over there, it is estimated that within 3 days, raising 3 or 4,000 water attribute monster cores should not be a problem. In Liwa looked at Wei Suo, it's just that the water attribute monster core is the most suitable for refining Danyao, so there are very few water attribute monster cores above the level 5 high level. I have only collected a few. /p. T seems that I still have to make a great sect master to do Deo companion. Suo shook his head and couldn't help but sigh and said. The number of this water attribute monster core is completely out of his imagination. Now he reacts, and the great sect acquisition is completely different from the rogue cultivator personal acquisition. Because even rogue cultivator personal out of the great treasure price acquisition, many shops and businesses will still leave a lot, to prevent some old customers from getting the goods. However, Great Sect is completely different in sweeping the goods. The general customers don't dare to compete with Great Sect, and Great Sect itself controls a lot of shops. Naturally, all goods can be cleared and all are provided to Sect. So in Wei Suo's imagination, within 10 days can get thousands of water attribute monster core already good. After all, Cloud Spirit this area, although continent attribute water beast produce a lot, but usually not every beast tidewards, within a day, nearby a few cities all hunted water attribute monster core may be able to thousands of, but rogue cultivator between may oneself digest half, the water attribute monster core can be dispersed to the shop to have 1,000 hundreds of stars to be good. Usually a great treasure store, over 100 water attribute monster core, may not be in stock, like Wei Suo bought Cyan Beetle's monster core before. It depends on ordering, but also depends on other shops to transfer goods. Or spend money from rogue cultivator. However, if almost all the stores on the market lack the water attribute monster core, the general shops will not be able to adjust the goods. But now Yin Liwa says that within 10 days, Yin Corp sect and C Immortal sect can at least 30,000 or 40,000 water attribute monster cores, which is 10 times what he expected. Compared with Rogue Cultivator, sect has a deep foundation and the advantages of how good people are doing are undoubted. Is there a message from Buddha Nature Holy Fruit? Suo looked at Yin Liwa, who was smiling, and couldn't help but ask this sentence. Now he is hesitant, because tens of thousands of low-level water attribute monster core may not be enough for him to directly break into the cultivation base of the golden core 5th layer, and after the water attribute monster core in the nearby city pool is scraped, collecting tens of thousands of water attribute monster cores may take several times longer. However, even if the time is several times longer, it can be up to 1 or 2 months. At that time, it can gather more than 70,800 water attribute monster cores, even if it is the low-grade water attribute monster core around level 4. Let him break through the cultivation base of the golden core 5th layer. Plus the time of refining, maybe it won't be 3 months. 3 months from the golden core 4th layer to the golden core 5th layer, this thought made Wei Suo himself a shock, and he once again felt the terrifying of the degree of topology of the Heaven Emperor Sun swallowing secrets. No wonder that the god secret place who had the inheritance of 3 sovereign sect on the same day was beaten by him after the fleshly body. When he met again in the dragon burial mound, the cultivation base was even higher than the many adventures. It is. Originally Wei Suo body also has more than thousands of water attribute monster core. Originally he is planning, C can get Buddha Nature Holy Fruit, use Immortal Root 5 secrets, a breakthrough to Golden Core 5th layer, build 2 Golden Core, and then use Great Treasure Volume Water Attribute Monster Core, continue to promote cultivation BASCs, but now Yin Corp Sect and C Immortal Sect so Great Treasure means, and the number of water core numbers of monster is so much, but it is let him have a little shaken, feel is not the first retreat for a period of time, breakthrough to golden core 5th layer say. I have heard that the achievement and virtue sect within sect has a secret place, which is said to have a hidden secret place st yao, but the secret place can only be accessed by supreme elder and sect master characters, so it is difficult to find out if there is Buddha nature holy fruit. Yin Liwa glanced at Wei Suo. But I have used 2 Dao rank high grade shapeshift great art great treasures to get a few great treasures to buy the news at the same time, in order to change the Buddha nature holy fruit, said maybe you can get some useful information. 2 pieces of Dao rank high grade shapeshift great art great treasure, as long as you can exchange Buddha nature holy fruit, it is worth it. Wei Suo nodded. If you can make him immortal root 5 secrets and build 2 golden cores, let alone 2 pieces of Dao rank high grade shapeshift great art great treasure, which is 2 shapeshift great art great treasures of mystic rank mid-level. All are willing. If I can get some exact information about Buddha nature holy fruit in 2 months, I will first store monster core. If there is no exact message from shapeshift great art in 2 months, then set up shapeshift great art to break through. Go to the golden core 5th layer at the same time. Wei Suo also made a decision in the heart. According to Immortal Root 5 Secrets, after the golden core 5th layer, Immortal Root 5 Secrets is repaired. Although 2 golden cores can be repaired, but there is no golden core 5th layer below, you can also upgrade the rank 1 cultivation. The amazing effect of base. If it's not because of this, as long as there is a water attribute monster core on hand, I'm afraid Wei Suo will stop the culture water emperor sun swallowing secrets all the time. Let's go. I will take you to my Yin Corp Sect Scriptures depository. Shui Ling Ji Ya, you are interested to go along. Wait a minute, ask Wai Wei and Yuking if they are interested in going to see. In Liwa no longer said anything more, waved her hand and took the road ahead. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Zy. Chapter 754. Chapter 754 Great treasure can be pressured. This is a complete retreat, not a foreigner. Wei Suo looked at Han Wei and Nangang Yuking. Yin Liwa just randomly moved in the quiet room outside the two, and the two immediately went out of the quiet room. Just come to an end. Han Wei does not change color and does not jump. I just got through the great desolation Dao asking scripture. Nangang Yuking smiled and looked at Wei Suo. Is it so clever? Wei Suo turned roll one's eyes, sound transmission to Han Wei and Nangang Yuking. I got a shapeshift great art from Eastern Desolate section, although it is useless to steal teeth younger sister, but the cultivator can tell the truth. You, if you dare to deceive husband, be careful is spanking me. Nangang Yuking's face was slightly red, but Han Wei was whispering, pretending not to hear. Deceased liar, it seems that your husband is in a state of weakness, and you are not waiting for Dao companion. Ling Longtian gloated, and swept Wei Suo proudly. Steel teeth younger sister, what do you know? What you see is the appearance. Wei Suo was untouched and looked at Nangang Yuking. You really have fully understood Great Desolation Dao asking scripture. Great Desolation Dao asking scripture is different from the general shapeshift great art. It is divided into 2 volumes, Divine C and Snapshot. The Golden Core is classified as Divine C volume. The Golden Core is classified as the snapshot on the Golden Core. Unlike the Culture Shift Great Art, which is based on the Culture section, I have already read all the Divine C volumes. The next volume has already been seen, although it has not yet fully understood, but the second half of the record has nothing to do with the first half of the volume, so now you can change shapeshift great art recultivation at any time. Nangang Yuking thought that Wei Suo is now more fleshly body than the heavenly dragon burial mound, for fear of Wei Suo's revenge, his face blushing. West's clean-colored glass. I've all gotten through it. I want to start culture. I can start at any time, Han Wei said a little proudly. West's clean-colored glass may be a bit weird, and scripture doesn't seem to be hard to see, but Netherworld Palace has been getting this scripture for so long, but there is no female cultivator that has done this shapeshift great art. Wei Suo looked at Han Wei and said, let's study it again and see if there is any mystery inside. Nothing, great treasure can't be repaired, and it's good to repair great desolation. Dao asking scripture. Anyway, it's a peerless strong shift great art. Han Wei great treasure great treasure. Wei Suo was speechless. Han Wei is not unreasonable. West's clean-colored glass and great desolation Dao asking scripture have their own strengths. They are peerless strong shift great art. For the cultivator, no matter which one is done, it is already amazing. The luck of luck. Now since fellow Daoist Qi and Feng fellow Daoist all of them are the names of our Yin Corp sect elders, then Suo Xing also called them into our Yin Corp sect scriptures depository. There may be some records in it, and secret places are also useful to them. Yin Liwa smiled ahead and led the way. Great sect master Yin, you Yin Corp sect ancestors know what you are, will you blame you, Wei Suo said deliberately. Feng Zhao, the three of them hit golden core successfully, plus fellow Daoist Qi and Qingping fellow Daoist, plus me and you, Shui Ling Ji Ya, and Mo Qingfeng, not your brother Rabbit. Golden core cultivator has already passed 10, which is the most prosperous moment of my Yin Corp section. Yin Liwa squinted, and the wind was lust. Even if we know what Yin Corp sect is under, it will be proud of Yin Corp section. Moreover, sect master Dao companion is also very likely to be the youngest in the cultivation world. Divine mystic great treasure can. How could you blame me? Divine mystic, how easy it is. Ling Longtian stunned and grinned. Steel teeth younger sister, how much do you know about golden core to divine mystic? Wei Suo heard the news. Divine mystic great treasure can be above, the ancients come in the top of the cultivation world, and now he is almost ignorant of divine mystic realm. Deceased swindler, do you think that I am Wantong Wangxiao? I am not a cultivator. I don't care about this at all. I only told you 3 words, that is not, no, tell. But look at your attitude is still sincere. I can tell you more. I only know that the thought division to golden core is like climbing over a giant mountain, but golden core and divine mystic, it is like a sky. Ling Longtian looked at Wei Suo with pride and said. If it is not difficult, there will be no Xian in this place. Wei Suo this time, there is no bickering with Ling Longtian. Recall that the Day Sky Sword sect Huangpujualun body sword Qi, turned out supreme sword respect, has been directly like a god, completely out of the concept of cultivator personal. Did you have a divine mystic great treasure in Yin Corp's sect? Is there a record about divine mystic realm? After saying that, Wei Suo asked Yin Liwa again. We have 2 divine mystic great treasures in Yin Corp's sect, but there is no relevant record for the naked body, and I don't know. Because of all the unique restrictions of Yin Corp sect's scriptures depository, after entering each cultivator, we can only watch up to 3 classics, and the breadth of each cultivator will be remembered by restrictions, and it will be re-entered in as long as 3 years. Check out other books. I have only seen dozens of books in it. Yin Liwa looked at Wei Suo and said, it is estimated that even blood spirit old ancestor may not have seen all the records in it. This is just the most common stop for ancient. This restrictions is used to reward the disciple in the door and has outstanding contributions to enter the book. Ling Longtian is very proud, and some anti-customers said, this time, I will let you see all the books. Steel teeth younger sister, you won't break with power. Wei Suo and Yin Liwa looked at each other and couldn't help but ask. I don't have to destroy it, I can enter it. Ling Longtian gave Wei Suo a white look and looked at her. If she didn't give Yin Liwa a face, she didn't want to answer Wei Suo at all. I will take a look at the brother rabbit, great sect master Yin. You first call them to fellow Daoist Qi. Wei Suo is accustomed to it. After speaking this to Yin Liwa, it is rushing toward the quiet room where Li Ziyi is located. Brother rabbit, you are here. This. As soon as Wei Suo was seen, Li Ziyi immediately greeted Wei Suo, but Wei Suo was surprised by great treasure, and divine consciousness swept away towards Li Ziyi. The scene of this quiet room is amazing, with a thick layer of scum on the ground. In addition to the face of the scripture and the catalogue of the yellow Yu wall engraved by Wei Suo, the other 3 walls have been engraved with many scriptures by Li Ziyi. And from the thick layer of Yu debris on the ground, the 3 yellow Yu walls have been cut and etched more than once by Li Ziyi. But what makes Wei Suo nervous is that Li Ziyi doesn't even have spiritual qi. Golden core is formed, core qi backs up the fleshly body, fills the fleshly body spiritual qi, reveals the naked body, and will be transformed into various shapes due to the different shape-shift great art. This spiritual qi gel is, in itself, one of the most obvious differences between the golden core cultivator and golden core below cultivator, and the work Zi by Li shape-shift great art also very uncommon, body outside spiritual qi peacetime condense rolling far mountains, and he divine consciousness wrong 1 yuan, only Wei Suo in shape-shift great art device to help its absorption spiritual qi lust conditions, its body spiritual qi will not be hidden, such as xia qi transpiration, now Li Ziyi. Body spiritual qi is not obvious, naturally let Wei Suo great treasure eat a surprised, thought Li Ziyi out what gre at treasure, close to the end of the oil lamp dry. And however, Wei Suo divine consciousness swept away, but it was impossible to bow. Li Ziyi has a steady breath and her life has not subsided. True Yuan and spiritual qi in his naked body have entered an amazing state. His true Yuan flow is much slower than normal, and his spiritual qi is naturally in the naked body. A trace of spiritual qi does not reveal the one angfi, and he will fall into the automatic culture situation from time to time. At this moment, his divine consciousness is Xuanhuan Yuan, but it seems that the fleshly body has entered a wonderful self-regulating state, delaying the aging of the fleshly body as much as possible. This state is unimaginable. Others have no sharp shift great art to infer. Just as Li Ziyi's divine consciousness is completely wrong, his head seems to split a lot of people. Some people are controlling his true Yuan. Someone is setting the shape-shift great art to adjust his fleshly body, but some people are completely wrong 1 yuan, he. This feeling is like Li Ziyi's natural creation of a strangely extraordinary shape-shift great art. As far as Wei Suo's feeling is concerned, Li Ziyi's life essence will definitely be much higher than before, certainly more than just a 20-year life essence. Brother Rabbit, these scriptures should be fine, also, that article should be the first. While Wei Suo was very surprised by the state of Li Ziyi's natural entry, Li Ziyi just clicked on the yellow U in front of him and said this to Wei Suo. Wei Suo suddenly jumped his brows and saw Li Ziyi's point. It was completely analogously engraved with a list of scriptures, great treasures, more than 10 sentences, and more than 200 words. Next to the column of scripture, there is a catalogue. This is really the first. Wei Suo's breathing did not consciously pause, and he saw that the catalogue was the first catalogue that he thought should be the first one when he had enlightened himself. Brother Rabbit, I can only think of so much, looking at Wei Suo, remembering the look of the list of scriptures, the head is grey, and the appearance is the same as that of the old man who is not a good old man. He is very sorry to say. It doesn't matter, don't worry, you come slowly, and slowly refining these things. Wei Suo first recorded the more than 10 sentences of scripture with a note of the note, and took out more than 20 pieces of great treasure Dan's heavenly dragon blood fossils, piled up beside Li Ziyi. Li Ziyi's work, shapeshift great art refining, is like this heavenly dragon blood fossil is not as amazing as his water emperor sun swallowing secrets. These heavenly dragon blood fossils, it is estimated that Li Ziyi will take at least half a month to refining finish. He also talked with Li Ziyi Xiao, and Li Ziyi, who is now stupid, didn't even know it. Even after she couldn't feel the singular state of her own, Wei Suo came out of this quiet room. At this time, Qi Longshan and Qingping, Feng Xiao and others have all arrived, and the group will not stop, following Yin Liwa's mission to Yin Corp's sect. When Wei Suo and others didn't know it, at this time, there were two escape lights that had passed the heavens dome on the edge of Cloud Spirit continent. One of the two escape lights is bronze, and it is Sky Sword Sect's divine mystic great treasure that can be Huang Pujualun. The other escape light is an old deist whose body is not the same as spiritual Qi, but whose body is much older than Huang Pujualun. The old deist's head was dry, almost all of it was gone, and the wrinkles on his face were like a knife, but among the eyes, divine light shined. A robe on his body is cyan as the bottom, with a strip of red stripes like a meteor trail. These robes are extremely quaint, and there is also a kind of breath that has passed through from ancient times. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Ziyi. Chapter 755. Chapter 755 Great Treasure Can Be a City. Yin Corp sect does not have the great treasure of the great sect of Mystic Wind sect, but it is Cloud Spirit continent among the 32 cities around the coast. The strongest great sect has many golden core greats from generation to generation treasure cultivator, weather is not comparable to the average sect. Wei Suo with Yin Liwa to Yin Corp sect place marched deep secret, in many temples, valleys, even ordinary mountain naked body of the ground, rocks, have seen many rune, some rune obvious era has been very long, but still scattered divine mystic cultivator unique breath, some rune to Wei Suo's feeling and demon mark ominous vein, Sky Sword sect of heavenly SWORD copper temple on the light lines are very similar, the breath is very majestic. This is the entrance to our Yin Corp sect scriptures depository. Yin Liwa took Wei Suo and others into a secret place to the secret place. The valley is full of white brilliance. The whole valley can't see anything outside. Even Wei Suo's divine consciousness has no shapeshift great art. Wait until Yin after Liwa Shi shapeshift great art scored a green brilliance, a passage appeared in the brilliance of the day. Waiting for Wei Suo and others to enter behind Yin Liwa, there is no white brilliance in the valley, but the ground is covered with a layer of white bones. The empty dang dang of the valley is only the most central, with a piece of 5 or 6 people. Hi, Great Treasure Monument. The Great Treasure Monument looks like a tombstone, but the atmosphere is old, but there is no handwriting on it. This sect thing is as sneaky as the original Bai Bei seeing the Great Treasure Monument in the middle of the valley, Ling Longtian sighed. Looking at her look, it seems that she is not very satisfied with Bai Bei, 6 or 70,000 years ago. Our founder of Yin Corp sect is said to have received some of the remains of ancient Bai Bei and the shapeshift great art, which is equito to get some of the inheritance of Bai Bei. Yin Liwa looked at Ling Longtian and Wei Suo and added, when you enter, you will say that you are following my Dao companion to join us as the elder of Yin Corp section. There is a famous cultivator inside. It was also our Yin Corp's. The backbone of sect, and the control has some important restrictions. I don't want to embarrass him, and I don't want to conflict with him. Shao cultivator? Is who? Han Wei asked immediately with some curiosity. Ye Shang, his retreat is in the inner cave, his cultivation base should still be above me, at least the golden core second layer late stage, maybe it has already broken through to the golden core third layer. For sure. I took the position of Yin Corp sect master this time and he didn't stop it. Yin Liwa explained. It turned out to be the cultural madness that was purely a pleasure of culture and didn't show up at all. Han Wei and Wei Suo, Ji Ya and others looked at each other and they all reacted. Yin Liwa leads the way and walks right in front of the Great Treasure Monument. The Great Treasure Monument is a bone, and the naked body has no seams. It is actually carved into such a shape with a complete skeleton. The light is a bone, and it is made into a great treasure monument of 5 or 6 people. What kind of bones are left behind? What kind of bones will the naked body type be? Wei Suo and others stood in front of this glorious great treasure monument, and they all felt the inexplicable oppression, but this great treasure monument is restrained, but it is no shapeshift great art judgment. What is this? The bones of the monster beast are made. Ling Longtian's eyes are also slightly stunned, and the golden light flashes. It seems that I want to see the origin of the bones of this grey bone monument, and once again hit Weisuo without knowledge. I played Weisuo, but Jiansu and Weisuo, she can only attack Weisuo on the way to seeing it, but immediately she was also depressed and shook her head. Her golden treasure giant treasure only sees that this is a real giant bone refining, middle has almost no hole dong, it should be a naked body type giant great treasure land monster beast, but this kind of monster beast she seems to be fundamental have not seen it. The whole world is vast, I don't know how many tyrannical beasts, and many have been annihilated in the long rivers, even the spirit race, even if the ancient level great treasure can survive to this day, it may not be able to read it. Standing in front of this wordless grey great treasure monument, Yin Liwa reached out and a black iron triangle was shot from her hand and posted on the grey great treasure monument. The grey great treasure was filled with fog, and it was condensed on the front with a double-faced grimace. Steel teeth younger sister, this grimace is about the same as you, what is your relative? Weisuo deliberately said this to Ling Longtian. Ling Longtian was so angry that her face was extremely embarrassing, her face was beautiful, and there was no resemblance to this face. I think you and the pig are almost the same, wrong, the pigs are better than you. Ling Longtian wanted to call this sentence, but she hadn't had time to export yet. The black iron triangle that Yin Liwa had previously pointed out was suddenly a brilliant treasure, which formed a shroud. A black light curtain with a few squares. Under the flash of light, the foreground of the eye has changed, but it is already in the bottom of the world. That is our scriptures depository place for Yin Corp section. Yin Liwa nodded to the crowd, then went straight ahead and led the way. The endless space of this underground world seems to be wider than the heavenly dragon burial mound that Weisuo and others have been to. There are no end to the end, and the silence that can't be said is groggy around, without any chief flame, fog, but it is awkward. In addition to the grey square platform at the foot of the crowd and the grey semicircular outline of the front secret place, the entire underground world has nothing but a flat, like a flat gobe, without a trace of life. The building of Scriptures Depository Place is also a copy of the Scriptures Depository of the North, and the shape is ugly, but the cultivator that plays with the zombie skeleton has no aesthetic concept. Ling Longtian was not satisfied with the surging sound. Why, is this the way of ancient North Scriptures Depository? Ling Longtian's eyesight is significantly more powerful than Weisuo. Weisuo followed Yin Liwa for nearly 100 feet before he saw the Scriptures Depository in front of Yin Corp's section. It was a building that looked completely like a grave. There is a secret place in front of the entrance to the tomb, with the words Yin Corp Sect 3 Great Treasure words. The name of the Northern Plains Scriptures Depository is a celestial burial. There is a heavenly emperor-class great treasure that can be buried in it. The heaven-shaking divine mark is immortal. With the shape-shift great art array that can be arranged by the Northern Great Treasure. Even the cultivator of true immortal cultivation base can kill. It is this arrangement, and there is a virtual table. Ling Longtian said slowly. The secret place building of Yin Corp Sect seems to remind her of more than 60,000 years ago. When she said this, her face was somewhat unclear. Heavenly Emperor level great treasure can, Weisuo also took a deep breath. Ling Longtian, the Heavenly Emperor class in that era, refers to the supreme cultivator that crossed the true immortal cultivation base. Divine mystic great treasure can already be the top presence in the cultivation world. Even the ancient cultivation world is also known as the Divine Lord, the King of the cultivation world. True immortal, the Supreme Emperor, the true immortal means, in the current cultivation world, has not heard of true immortal. The more true immortal, the amazing cultivation base, no shapeshift great art imagination. But Weisuo is also very clear at the same time. Ling Longtian had already told him when he was exploring ruins with him. There were two supreme gong shapeshift great art in Baibei, but the North Point Scriptures Depository was at the beginning of the Great Treasure Battle. It has been attacked by the desolate race side. The Heavenly Emperor level Great Treasure can be directly destroyed, and the greatest shaking divine ability of the great treasure on the desolate race side can be imagined. Yin Liwa, do you want so many people to enter the scriptures depository? These are who? Yin Liwa went on with Wei Suo and others, and it was about 2,000 square feet away from the land. The entrance to the scriptures depository of the giant great treasure tomb building was less than 500 feet, and only one person was allowed to enter and exit. In the deep dong, there is a surging sound such as surging sound. The straight deep dong is not deep, and there are obviously restrictions. Wei Suo's divine consciousness has no shape-shift great art to explore, but Ye Wushang, who is guarded inside, can clearly perceive them. Knight brothers, they are the elders of our Yin Corp section. Yin Liwa stopped and said calmly. Their identity I don't want to explore, but so many people come together, unreasonable. Do you have any reason to convince me? Ye Wushang's surging sound is also very quiet. This thing is what they bring, and it belongs to me. I don't know what the Knight brother thinks. Yin Liwa reached out and said nothing but the Evil King Dark Box. This is the Evil King Dark Box. This thing is ancient evil kings to great treasure. Be able to great treasure to enhance the degree of citizenship of our Yin Corp sect cultivator. I don't think you have such a chance. You can get this to great treasure, they can bring you such a good secret place, even if it is a misconduct, it is worthwhile to exchange some of our books. You can enter, it seems that I have to work harder on culture, otherwise the entrance to the culture will definitely not match. Ye Wushang's surging sound sounds very shocking and very straightforward. The last sentence is light surging sound, obviously speaking to myself. This kind of culture is crazy for the culture, very interesting. Not to mention Yin Liwa, turned and nodded to Wei Suo and others, led the way ahead, opened the entrance restrictions, and entered the Yin Corp sect scriptures depository place, the tomb of the giant great treasure. How is it so dark, elder sister Liwa? Is there anything weird about this black? Han Wei couldn't help but say this when he walked in behind Yin Liwa. The whole giant treasure was dark in the tomb. With the eyesight of Han Wei and others, only the scenery within 10 feet could be seen. Only the dark green light column with the waist circumference of the black person was seen, and two pieces were suspended. Gray jade talisman. There is a unique shapeshift great art array, which absorbs all spirit light. It is also very empty. It is like entering the boundless darkness, traveling inside, looking for classics. After a long time, people can't help panic. In doing so, it is used to sharpen the mind of Disical, dare not go deep, and no shapeshift great art gets good books from it. And Yin Corp sect has disciple to enter, and generally deliberately let it enter alone, so today we have so many people entering at the same time, my Ye Wushang brothers will say unreasonable. You don't have to move. Every book in it, I will take it out for you, and let it go after I have seen it. Ling Longtian is mainly anti-customer. After saying this sentence, the gray bracelet on the gray bracelet is placed on the gray bracelet, covering her whole body, and then she penetrates into the dark green light column in the left line of sight without any hindrance. As soon as he reached out, he grabbed the gray jade talisman directly. The corpse oil heart shapeshift great art. The corpse blood arrow. Ghost shadow. Night blood cracker. Yin Liwa did not stop. A piece of gray jade talisman was taken from the dark green light column by Ling Longtian, and after everyone saw the contents, it was reinserted. Ling Longtian did not say great treasure, she went in and out of the dark green beam. After that, the dark green light beam was immediately closed and did not destroy such restrictions. At this time, in the coffin city outside the gate of Yin Corp's sect, it was in the evening, as in peacetime, many cultivators sent the shapeshift great art back to the city through a few secret places in the city, which was very calm. But in a secret place in the east of the city, the shapeshift great art array was transmitted. With the flash of intuition, all the cultivators around the shapeshift great art array were transmitted, but they could not help but lag. Two old men walked out of it. The two old men, one of them wearing a white robe, have a bronzed, white shawl with a unique sandalwood-like scent. The majesty of this old man made all the cultivators around the shapeshift great art array have a feeling of being difficult to breathe and shocking. This old man, it is Sky Sword Sect Divine Mystic Great Treasure Ken Xuanhuan. The other old man, whose head is dry, has only a few hundred strands left. It is the old deist wearing an extremely quaint blue-red robe that looks even older than Xuanhuan. The two just stepped out of this transmission of the Shapeshift Great Art Array, and the entire Shapeshift Great Art Array behind them did not seem to be damaged, but its spirit light suddenly became dark, but it was used without Shapeshift Great Art. Immediately, Xuanhuan and the old deist seemed to be stepping out of the way, and the figure of the two brought an amazing rainbow of light, rising directly upwards and shooting towards the endless height above Coffin City. Divine Mystic, Great Treasure Ken. The figure of the two disappeared in the secret place of the Shapeshift Great Art, a cultivator and a surging sound that was almost caught in the throat.